Common Council meeting of Tuesday, February 3rd, 2015. Roll call.
Alderman Kirkowski is excused. Alderman Bekavich.
Here.
Ritz.
Here.
Tillman.
Here.
Gale. Here. Guzekowski.
Here.
Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 3 is the approval of minutes of January 20th, 2015.
Guzekowski will make a motion to approve the minutes of January 13th.
Second.
David seconds.
It's the 20th.
January 20th, I apologize.
Okay, noted that it's the 20th. Bekavich seconds. Roll call.
Alderman Bekavich.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Tillman.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Under recognition, we have 2 council proclamations. I'm not going to read them. We are going to present them tomorrow night at the South Suburban Chamber of Commerce 2014 Business of the Year dinner. So I just need a motion on 4 and a motion on 5 separately.
Gail, move to approve Council Proclamation 15-01, congratulations to the South Suburban Chamber of Commerce 2014 Business of the Year.
Guzekowski will second.
Guzzi seconds. Roll call. Thank you.
Alderman Ritz.
Aye.
Tillman.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Bekavich.
Aye.
You're welcome.
Well, that's
The
kind of
secret till
excitement of
tomorrow
tomorrow. Go ahead.
Item 5, Gail will move to approve Council Proclamation 15-02, congratulations to the South Suburban Chamber of Commerce 2014 Pride and Premises Award winner.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call.
Alderman Tillman.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Bekavich.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye. Item 6 under new business is an informational presented by Karen Bekavich and Sharon Armstrong of the Oak Creek Celebrations Commission on the 60th anniversary Oak Creek Celebrations Commission Pay It Forward events.
It's not working.
Not working?
No, I can't get it to project up there.
Function F8. Function F8.
Technical difficulties.
Okay.
But I can start. My name is Carolyn Bukavich. I live at 8147 South White Oak Drive. That's Oak Creek.
No.
I have a PowerPoint. If we don't get it up there, then I'm just going to have to talk to it, which is no big deal.
You
right?
can handle that.
Okay, well, let me get started, and if it pops up, then we can just kind of take it from there. I have with me tonight some members of the Celebrations Commission. Sharon Armstrong, Sally Galeski, sorry, and Jill Fays. Thanks for coming and supporting me here.
Thanks for being here.
So what I wanted to do is talk to you guys a little bit about the Pay It Forward campaign. We decided to do this in honor of the city celebrating its 60th birthday. But first I want to talk a little bit about the celebrations and who we are. We're made up of 10 volunteers. Each one of us resides in the city of Oak Creek. And we are appointed by the mayor, this position. So we each serve a 3-year term. We have meetings. We hold meetings every second Thursday of each month. The meetings start at 5 o'clock and they go until we're done. And they are held at the street department. And right now, we currently have no positions available. So all of our seats are full. Okay. So who we are. Myself, Carolyn Bukavich, I am the chairperson. We have Chauncey Chandler, who is our treasurer. Sally Galuski, who is the secretary. Christopher Holly is our communications person. He does our Facebook and things like that. We have Sharon Armstrong, Kevin Archambault, Chris Archambault, husband and wife, Tina Koenig, Jill Fays, and Melanie Linseth. What we do, I wish that was up there, you guys could see all of this. What we do basically is we hold a number of community events, and we go from outdoor summer concert series, 4th of July celebration, we have a pig and chicken roast, Halloween safe site, community tree lighting, and in 2014 we introduced the movie night, which that was a huge hit. So I wish we could have been able to go to different parks, but we need certain hookups and things like that. So, but we are at Miller Park for that event. And new for 2015 is our Pay It Forward campaign. We are planning to do the Pay It Forward campaign throughout the year of 2015. If anything aspires from that, from the activities that we do, then we'll take a look at that, and we may add on some things for 2016. So watch for that. So why Pay It Forward? In spite of unfortunate events that have made us change, either as a city or in our personal lives, the good continues to outweigh the bad. So, you know, we live in a great community. Our community is very diverse. We have one of the top performing schools in the district, in the state, where we have a lot of major development taking place. And we're celebrating our 60 years as a city. So what we wanted to do basically was just promote that Oak Creek is a great place in spite of everything that's kind of happened. How can someone get involved? I have a stack of calendars that I'm going to leave here with some information. It's calendar events throughout the year. So, and then people can go on our website. They can go to our Facebook page, like us there, and find all kinds of information. So how can you get involved? Just by participating in one of the events that we're hosting throughout the year. And I'll go over what some of those are. Start your own. We will post in March, for the month of March, a list of acts of kindness, so that if anyone's interested, they can always go out there and get ideas that way. I talked to someone the other day. They were at a Wendy's, and they paid it forward by paying for the car behind them. They just pay for their food. So things like that. There's a lot of younger people who were at our January kickoff event, young kids. They didn't understand what Pay It Forward meant. So I just reminded them to say thank you and please. So just being polite to someone. So you can like us on Facebook, and we're asking that you give us your story, tell us how you've paid it forward, and then also tell us how someone's paid it forward to you. Okay. So Saturday, we had our kickoff event. It was at the Oak Creek Community Center, rummage sale. We hosted it was an event where you can donate gently used clothing, household items, things like that, and then we gave to the Salvation Army. Now, we recently learned that the Salvation Army in Oak Creek is no longer accepting items, so what we did is we called a community, the next community, which is Franklin, their Salvation Army, and they were taking things in, but we had to drop it off, which was no problem. We had 3 truckloads of items that we took in, and boy, you should have saw their face when the things were coming in. They were really, really happy. So that was great. And I'm sure our Oak Creek residents shop in Franklin as well. There are surrounding communities, so I'm sure that they'll be going there to look at items as well. So. Was there anything that you guys wanted to say about the event? No? Good? Okay. So keeping you in the know, basically, how we're communicating this event out to everyone. We have the Facebook page. We have the city website. We have Acorn. There will be information in there. The Now, every now and then, will contact me about a story. We have posters and banners that we will be getting up. You'll see those in people's citizens' yards or businesses. And then by word of mouth. So the biggest way to communicate is just telling other people. what's going on and things like that. So I do have some bands. We have some wristbands that we made, and I'm going to leave a few bags here, and I expect for each and every one of you to have these on. So these are the bands, and it says pay it forward. So basically, it's reminding you to pay it forward. And hopefully, it's going to generate some conversation. Why do you have that band on? And then you can tell them that, that's what Oak Creek is doing, okay?
I don't know if you heard, but on, I think it was Channel 4 tonight, one of the local stations, KEI of Oak Creek, went and plowed out the driveways of a bunch of military people in the city. So they're already getting the message.
They're already getting the message.
Yeah.
There are a lot of pay it forward. I don't know if this is the year. It's definitely the year to announce all the things that are happening, because every day I'm hearing about how someone paid it forward and did something great. So I'm just hoping that as citizens of Oak Creek, we can do the same to kind of show that, this is a really great community. And I enjoy living here.
That's good. That's
I hope
why you
everyone
should have
else
the
does.
Celebrations Commission.
Right. So,
No, we appreciate the efforts. Always easy to complain, but people that do positive things, I think, are much more productive and make for a better city.
Right.
We're seeing that every day in Oak Creek, and I'm sure we'll see it all this year.
right, exactly. So with that, are there any questions?
Alderman Bekavich.
You have monthly events.
Yes, we do, and I was going to go over that.
Was that a staged question? It seemed like it was a staged question. like he had written it off on a card.
Yeah, I think he has it in his packet.
He's well coached.
Okay, so January 31st was our kickoff event, and that was at the Oak Creek Community Center. The recipient was Salvation Army. February, for the whole month, we are paying it forward to our furry friends. Donate select items to the Wisconsin Humane Society. Now, we have a number of facilities, pet facilities, hospitals, and things like that who have volunteered to let us have people drop things off at their facility.
Puppy Playground on Liberty.
Puppy
Puppy Playground on Liberty Lane.
Okay, Puppy Playground on Liberty Lane.
We have Central Park on North Branch Drive between 10th Street and 13th Street. We have
Sally, why don't you come up?
Yeah, come up to the mic.
Sally's giving me addresses. I'm not going to remember all that.
No, that's not. You got it. State your name. Sally Gillespie, 1410 West Lois Lane, Oak Creek. We have 4 pet care facilities that have agreed to be drop-off locations. In fact, one of them just called me today, and I just dropped the bins off yesterday. They said, please come and pick up the bin. It's full.
It's already full?
It is already full.
Wow.
So the word is getting out there.
Nice.
Animal Wellness Center of Oak Creek just recently changed their name from Chicago Road Vet Clinic. They're on Chicago Road. The Lakeshore Vet Specialists, they're on West Ryan Road next to the Pick and Save. They're a 24/7 emergency type hospital. And then, like I said, the Puppy Playground, which is on Liberty Lane, just north of Putes Road. And Central Bark on North Branch between 10th Street and 13th Street.
There's a new one that just opened on Howell, too. I don't know if you know that.
Yes.
Today, I think.
I did not have any contact information for them, so. Any questions?
No, I mean, if people are responding, that's great.
Yes, they are.
Yes, people are definitely responding. So I'm reading off a postcard.
We have the list in front of us.
Okay, but you can go online and follow us on Facebook, and you'll get so much more detail than what I'm going to be sharing with you right here. So that was February. April 18th, we have Pay It Forward Off the Beaten Path. And what the plan there is to walk along the Oak Leaf Bike Path from East County Line Road to East Drexel Avenue and just clean it up. So we're hoping that we can get a big group of people to come out and just kind of walk along the path and pick up trash and things like that. We will be providing garbage bags for that and the little picker-upper things. But we ask citizens, to bring gloves if you have them. or whatever you may use.
And you asked Saturday, you had heard that is there going to be some county work on that stretch? Did you hear anything about that, Mike? I hadn't either, so
Okay.
somebody was saying that they were going to work on that path, so we would obviously make adjustments if that was the case.
Okay, that's fine, that's great. Hopefully not. May 4th, paid forward to our elders. We're asking that you just purchase a potted plant for a local senior care center. We will be having the drop-off at the Oak Creek Community Center, and at your choice of the care center, we will deliver those plants to those places. But feel free, if you want to purchase a plant and personally deliver it, that's all the great. June is our pay it forward to the less fortunate. We're collecting canned goods, and the recipient is the Family Life Center. A lot of times you forget that donations are made around the holiday times. When school is out, there's a big need for more food because the kids are out of school, so they're at home longer, so they need more to eat. All that energy, we gotta feed it. July 4th is paid forward to our veterans. We're asking that during the 4th of July parade, that you just walk up to a veteran and say thank you. Just say thank you. August, pay it forward to education. We're collecting donated teacher and student school supplies. So our June, July, and August event, or June and August event during our movie night and our summer concert series, we will be collecting those items there from everyone and delivering. September 13th, pay it forward with backpacks for displaced youth. We're working with the police department because there's times when kids are abruptly moved from their homes and there's no time to grab a suitcase and pack neatly. Things are just thrown in a bag. So what we're doing is collecting backpacks. The police department will hold on to those things, and if the need arises, then they have something for the kids to carry their personal items in. October 25th, this is at the Halloween Safe Site. This is at the Historical Society. We will be collecting winter apparel. So we're going to be asking for donations, gloves, mittens, hats, things like that. November is our Pay It Forward Spreading Holiday Cheer giving tree. We've already purchased 4 Christmas trees. We're going to be working with the Family Life Center. These trees will be posted. The library has given us the okay to post 2 there. City Hall has given us permission to post 2 there. Family Life Center will provide us with names of families that are in need of certain things. Sometimes, the kids, they don't get the toys or they can't afford it. So we're asking people to come in, grab a name off the tree, and purchase one or all items that's listed there. So again, you will find more details about all of these events on our website or Facebook page as we move forward.
Awesome. Thanks to the commission. You guys really got a nice year planned.
Yes, we do. Busy year.
Yeah, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Yeah, is the movie going to be Pay It Forward this year?
Oh, actually, I'm glad you mentioned that because I did forget. At each of our events, we are hosting a drawing for the Pay It Forward movie. It's a movie, a children's book, or an adult book, Pay It Forward. So.
Cool. Yeah. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody. We don't need a motion on that. Moving to 7, it's a motion to approve the use of Wisconsin surplus for an online auction service to dispose of surplus city property. Who's taking this one? Catherine.
So we've put together a project plan in City Hall to take a look at when we move buildings. We are going to have a surplus of inventory. We put together a plan according to the purchasing policy to try to redeem and have full realization of any of our value of goods here in City Hall. It's a staged plan in that obviously we would try to work inter-departments, that if anyone needs it, if we need to transfer between departments, any of the inventory, we'll do that first. We'll try online auction as well as open market sales, which means that folks in the community would have the opportunity to purchase city hall, fire station, and library furniture or supplies if they're available.
So the residents will have a crack at them?
Absolutely. The online auction is a benefit to us, although there's no agreement or contract that goes along with this with Wisconsin Surplus. It's a benefit to the community and to the city because it runs for 2 weeks online, which actually gives the citizens more opportunity to bid online, whereas if we were to do a one-day sale and somebody's not available, which we will do in addition to this, but the auction gives more opportunity for folks to pick and choose and bid on those items. So there's no cost to us whatsoever. We realize full value. All that is credited back to the city in hopes to put it back into the new city fund, new building fund.
Okay. Questions? Seems like a logical way to,
When will it start? Estimated time?
So we are currently already conducting inventory of fire station, library, and city hall. It's a gigantic project, but we're going to go ahead and inventory everything that wouldn't be used either in another department at the new building. And then the online auction could start just prior to the move. It'll stay online for 2 weeks, and then and we can run one earlier if we have a lot of material that we won't be moving. We could run it in May for citizens, and then we would do it again just prior to the move. And then pickup of that sort of thing would be once we're out of here.
Thank you.
all right, no other questions, let's get a motion.
Just as an aside, Alderman Kirkowski, even though he's not here this evening, did pass along an email to me that he wanted to voice his support for this particular item. And if there's nothing else, I will move then to approve the use of Wisconsin surplus for online auction services to dispose of surplus city property.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call?
Alderman Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Bekavich.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Tolman.
Aye.
All right, good luck on that. Item 8 is consideration of ordinance number 2750, amending section 2 of ordinance 2743, establishing the position of administrative support supervisor and establishing the salary range for the position. Jerry?
This is a position that our Human Resources Manager had reviewed with our Personnel Committee, and they've supported the creation of this position to manage the pool of the administrative support personnel that we've had. It's necessary that we actually pass an ordinance and create the salary range for this, which wasn't previously done, and so that's what you've got in front of you tonight, is to establish the range. We expect the hiring range to be in the $52,000 to $53,000 range for an individual to be filling this position.
Jerry, can you describe where the funds are coming from for this position?
Yeah, these funds are already in and approved in the 2015 budget. If the council will recall, we actually made some pretty significant shifts in terms of where these positions were in the budget. We're actually at or below where we've historically been in terms of the overall cost. We've just shifted the personnel around a little bit. Mary feels pretty strongly that we need a direct supervisor for a person in this position. I agree with that. She will actually oversee that supervisor and coordinate from the departmental needs in terms of the public positions that we have here.
Okay,
Thanks.
comment?
Yeah, I guess Mark Verhalen, 1200 East Ryan Road. I guess Jerry answered one question. I guess this thing is maybe cost neutral budget-wise, but I still question the fact that the city is creating more administrative positions when a lot of the departments are asked to keep their budgets tighter and watch their personnel hires and watch their equipment purchases and everything else, and we're putting more people on at the administrative level. That being said, I was wondering specifically what this person's tasks are going to be. What are they actually going to be doing? specifically?
Yeah, I can answer that. I think that's a good point. This actually is going to be a working position, so it's not going to be a supervisory. It's going to be a frontline position. So at the new City Hall, particularly, we're going to have a single point of contact for the public. So rather than going to the various counters, as you do now into engineering or community development or the clerks, there's going to be a single point of contact. We're going to have 2-3 people at the counter, and then in the back office operation that's immediately adjacent to that, we're going to be centralizing all of the phone calls from the public. This individual will be physically located in that area. We expect we'll have 4 to 7 employees serving the public at any one time. Certainly during tax season and so forth, we're going to have a higher number than normally. And then we're going to have the additional support personnel who will be under this individual's charge will be immediately adjacent to these facilities in the first floor. So this person will have direct contact with employees, direct contact with the public, both from people who are visiting at the front counter and people who are calling in. So it's very much kind of in the hub of operations.
So it's almost kind of a PR, or it's kind of a glorified name for a greeter, I guess, is what I'm kind of looking at, because you come in and somebody's sitting at a counter and they direct you to what department you have to go to for whatever questions.
No, you're getting your service there. You're not directed anywhere. So what we're doing is we're cross-training between all of the departments so that we can service those needs right there. And I think that's an important point. We're not sending you someplace else. We're taking care in one location of all of the city business at that location. We're cross-training employees now to be able to do that. That process will continue, and that's really a main job of this individual, making sure that cross-training is taking place, making sure those operations are going smoothly amongst those employees. I think we've got 13 full-time and part-time employees that are going to make up that administrative support pool.
Well, I don't mean to be here taking people to task on a job creation post or a job that's going to be created, but I've been in City Hall numerous times on, for various reasons, whether it be business or pay taxes or ask questions about getting open records or whatever. And most of the time, the questions that I have an individual, whether it's a building inspection question, a building question, engineering question, you have to talk to the person that is in that department anyway. So, I mean, if cross-training is a good thing, but most of your administrative personnel here, I mean, 90% of the questions they won't be able to ask anyway, and you're going to be directed to somebody that's in engineering or planning or building inspection or city clerk or treasurer or, tax assessor's office or whatever the case may be, because they're not going to be able to answer the questions you have anyway.
Right.
I mean, you can come in and there's general things you can ask, like, what day is my garbage going to get collected or something like that. But I mean, anything of any substance, you have to go to the departments anyway. So, I mean, it seems like it's a good idea, but in reality, I mean, it's kind of,
Mark,
it's
a
something
great idea.
that really doesn't serve the purpose.
When you need to discuss something with the departmental manager, there are conference rooms and kiosks built into the front office there. You'll be directed to meet that particular person in that particular area and to discuss directly with them. You may be an exception with some of the stuff you deal with as a contractor or whatever, but other folks are not having to have face-to-face discussions with a litany of different people in the building.
Yeah, I think this is a good point. I think Mark raises, a valid observation, but that's very much built part of our plan. We've got our main counter that has the 90% of the questions that are general in nature, the ones that get to be more specific. We've got 2 positions off to the side where our employees will, whether it's somebody from engineering, somebody from the tax assessor's office, would actually come up to the front counter and respond to those specific requests. If it's more detailed, I think, as Alderman Gale pointed out, we also have small conference rooms right off the main lobby to go for more detailed discussions. So depending on what level of question and involvement will be needed by our staff. We have 3 different levels of dealing with that right in the central core area. So we do think it's efficient. We think it's a really good service to the public. It's a concept that this council has seen and we've been working through for about 2 years, and we think it will serve the public really, really well. I do think we probably need to get the information out a little bit more to the public, and so I think these questions are helpful in doing that.
All right, thanks for your comments. Any other questions? Motion?
Tolman will make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2750, amending section 2 of ordinance 2743, establishing the position of administrative support supervisor and establishing the salary range for the position.
Gail will second.
Roll call?
Alderman Guzekowski.
Aye.
Bekavich.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Toman.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Item 9 is a motion to approve the 2014 vendor summary report in the amount of $1,375,707.24 and 2015 vendor summary report in the amount of $815,098.80 for a combined total of $2,190,806.04. Bridget is here to answer your questions.
Bridget, can you just touch on the highlights there, just for people to know where we're spending $2 million?
Yes, we have 2 large payments, one that is going to CCI, that's our 6th payment for the fire station, city hall, and library. And we also have a very large $400,000 payment for our Weatherly Drive street reconstruction. So it's that time of year where the companies continue to send in their contract payments, and we keep moving forward.
And 2 other important ones, $96,000 for road salt.
Yeah.
And almost $152,000 for the new fire station software. So big purchases, but important purchases for the future of the city in terms of those services.
Any other questions?
Jerry?
I think Tom might even want to comment on that. I think the locution system that we have is going to really help in terms of.
Yeah, the locution system, unusual name, is the station alerting system, but also it comes into the joint dispatch with St. Francis. So actually a portion of the whole CIP is laid out that St. Francis will be also contributing in the process. But basically it's a whole VAMP upgrade from the dispatch center out to all the stations and into St. Francis. Yeah, the biggest thing is the accreditation process that we're working on is the alerting, getting out the door. In fact, there'll be a clock at each station that'll be set that these guys have to get out the door in less than that time. So it's a motivation factor also.
Okay. Other questions? Motion?
Gail moved to approve 2014 vendor summary report in the amount of $1,375,707.24. And the 2015 vendor summary report in the amount of $815,098.80 for a combined total of $2,190,806.04.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call?
Alderman Bekavich.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Toman.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Thank you, Chief. Item 10 under fire is a motion to approve the bid for a 2015 battalion chief car, lettering, and equipment in the amount of $49,927.10.
For starters, I brought one of my quarterbacks with me, Battalion Chief Tom Johnson, who basically lives in this vehicle. What it is approved at budget last year was replacing a 13-year-old vehicle, about 90,000 miles. That's our frontline battalion chief car. In fact, today it was in the shop for a radiator issue, so it continues to run, but we're in need of replacing. And the breakdown, I understand the packet's a little thicker because we contributed a lot to it today.
About 3/4 of it.
Yeah.
I looked at every
And
one
just
of
the
those.
breakdown is the cost of the vehicle, that's the value state bid. So if you look at the MSRP, the retail price of $48.5, state gets it down to about $32.5 for us. So that's a big savings. The other is the lighting package, which is a big portion of this. The lighting package also includes the radio installations, And in regards to that, that's our NFPA requirements that has us put on all these lights for safety, especially being out on the expressway. Much like you see the maintenance county vehicle out there with an amber directional sign, that will also be on this vehicle to help keep the traffic hopefully flowing in the right direction. And the last part is the decals and the lettering that'll go on, and yes, there will be an Oak Creek logo in various locations.
Two items. One I can't resist. This actually is a purchase where we do have all the bells and whistles, sirens, and anything else we could think of for the safety. Yeah, I just had to. And as part of the capital improvement discussion, this vehicle actually is going to be a crew vehicle in the streets department because it's not a front line vehicle anymore. It's adequate for that, and so this will get passed down, and it's something that Ted can use in the department for basically a crew when we have our larger crews.
We're paying it forward. Usually, we're the recipients of the police Tahoes this time.
Yeah, I think at lunch the other day, you were telling me that it's been a while since you guys have had a equipment replacement.
Yeah, our last new vehicle was in '09.
Yeah. Alderman Ritz.
Well, you just about answered it. What's the expected life on this vehicle?
I would say roughly the same, 10 to 13 years, yeah.
Anything else?
No.
Other questions? A lot of research. Look good. Need it. Motion.
Gail will move to approve the bid for a 2015 Battalion Chief Car lettering and equipment in the amount of $49,927.10.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call.
Alderman Ritz.
Aye.
Toman.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Bekavich.
Aye.
Moving to engineering, item 11 is a motion to award the road improvements unit price contract to the lowest responsible bidder, Stark Asphalt, at an estimated cost of $1,273,622.15. Project number 14019. City Engineer Mike Simmons.
Thank you, Mayor. We opened the bids here in late January for the roads that were approved by the council for rehabilitation here in 2015. You may recall the roads went out to bid somewhat late in the process last year, and because of that, we received some very high bids, so those were rejected with the direction that we combine those roads with a few more segments, which is what we did, and we got out early. We're happy to see that the bids came in reasonable and within our budget. So we are requesting that Stark Asphalt be awarded the work. All the roads from last year, and then several more segments. We're doing about 2 2/3 of a mile worth of road, which is about 2% of our overall roadway length here in the city.
By the report, it looks like 19 different projects as part of this.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah, so I think the residents are going to be happy. Lots of different areas getting some improvements badly needed. Questions?
Just 2 points quickly on here. The real value of delaying this and the wisdom, this comes in under 8% under budget, $117,000. So that's the wisdom of not awarding this when we had high bids when we were late. So very good for our budget in terms of this. So the department did a nice job. Very close bids. You want to see that. It means that we had a competitive bid situation where the bids were close on this. So hopefully this will carry through to some of our other roadway projects. We've got the Lake Vista Boulevard Drive that'll be coming out soon, and some other large projects. So.
All right, if no questions, a motion on 11.
Just a comment, Steve.
Go ahead.
This does solve, Jerry, too, you can probably solve the problems with some of our problem areas in the city where we had defaulted the developers and contractors, where in fact we're going to go in there and get after these the lift of payment to finish out those developments and shore them up for the residents there. So there's at least 3 that I can tell on here for sure are going to be closed out, and I know those residents are going to be very happy for that effect.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. 4 development.
4 of them on here?
One very small, just a cul-de-sac, but 4 in total, yes.
You want to just highlight those for the record?
Willow Creek subdivision, Belmont subdivision, what's referred to as the Kender Lane CSM, and then Emerald Meadows, addition number 2. And we did break those out, and we looked at what they were last year, what they came in this year, and all of them were a fairly good percentage lower in the cost.
Okay, other questions? Motion?
Gail will move to award the road improvements unit price contract to the lowest responsible bidder, Stark Asphalt, at an estimated cost of $1,273,622.15. Project number 14019.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call?
Alderman Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Bekavich.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Tolman.
Aye.
Jerry, that's what I'm sorry, Mayor, too. That's, we should broadcast a little bit in terms of giving some highlights that, in fact, this activity is going to be going on. We're going to fix some of these problems that have been lingering for
We
years.
should probably communicate with some of the homeowners, particularly the ones that we had in front of us a couple times. We'll do that and let them know the projects are moving forward. That's a good idea.
Let's also have staff put a list together, and put it out on website, social media, so the folks can see it. All right, moving on. Item 12 is a resolution number 11591-020315, approving a permanent gas distribution easement at 204 West Marquette Avenue, tax key number 765-9976-001 in the First District.
This is related to the Marquette Avenue Bridge Replacement Project. With the construction, there is a gas main that's in very close proximity to the existing structure that needs to be relocated. In this case, it's going to be moved further to the north, away from the work area. They need to move that far enough north that it will actually be outside of the road right away, and that's the need for the easement. The easement is for the property on the upstream side of that bridge, north side of the road. It's, of course, is a city parcel, and that contains the drainage way itself.
Questions?
Where is that exactly, Mike? Is that's on?
That's on, yeah, in North Branch Industrial Park.
Okay, all right.
Just west of
All
First
right.
Street.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, thanks.
Motion?
Bekavich will make a motion to adopt resolution number 11591020315, approving a permanent gas distribution easement at 204 West Marquette Avenue, tax key number 765-9976-001.
Ritzel, second.
Roll call?
Alderman Guzekowski.
Aye.
Bekavich.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Tolman.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Under licensing, Alderman Ritz.
The License Committee did not meet prior to tonight's meeting, but we are making the tentative recommendations as follows. Ritz will make a motion to grant a special event run-walk permit to Liza Murdoch, event coordinator for Ragnar Events LLC for 6/12/13 through the 15th, and favorable background reports were received.
Gail will second.
Hold on, is that like a 3-day event?
Yeah, that's a good question there. 6/12/13 and then /15.
I think it's a 2-day event, so it's the...
Oh, I see.
The
Yeah,
12th and
June
13th of
13th,
2015. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Got
Okay.
it. All right, my bad.
A little confusing. No, I was confused too.
Did we get a second?
Yes.
Okay, roll call.
Alderman Bekavich.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Tolman.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
In 14?
Ritz will make a motion to grant a 2014 secondhand article dealer license to Michael L. Nichols for GameStop number 6246 at 8171 South Hall Avenue, Suite 300. 300. Favorable department approvals were received on this.
Gail will second.
Roll call.
Alderman Ritz.
Aye.
Tolman.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Bekavich.
Aye.
Moving to item 15, it's a motion to, it's consideration of motion to convene in a closed session immediately following the conclusion of the common council meeting pursuant to Wisconsin state statutes to discuss the following. A, section 19.851G, to consider the possible appeal of the decision of Administrative Law Judge Nancy Schneiders awarding former Oak Creek firefighter David Rosina duty disability benefits as a result of his permanently disabling coronary artery disease as of December 8th, 2007. B, section 19.851G, to consider the claim of Stephen and Carrie Whitliff for a recovery of unlawful taxes on the property at 3945 East Elm Road. Common Council President?
Gail will move to convene into a closed session immediately following the conclusion of the common council meeting pursuant to Wisconsin state statutes to discuss the following. A, Section 19.85, Sub 1, Sub G, to consider the possible appeal of the decision of Administrative Law Judge Nancy Schneider's awarding former Oak Creek firefighter David Rosina duty disability benefits as a result of his permanently disabling coronary artery disease as of December 8th, 2007. B, Section 19.85, Sub 1, Sub G, to consider the claim of Stephen and Carrie Whitlife for the recovery of unlawful taxes on the property at 3945 East Elm Road.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call.
Alderman Toman.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Bekavich.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye. We will now go into closed session, turn off the cameras. When we return to open session, we'll turn the cameras back on.
Gail moves to reconvene in the open session.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call.
Alderman Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Bekavich.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Toman.
Aye.
Item 15A.
Mr. Mayor, it's my understanding, based upon the conversation in closed session, that the motion would be to not appeal the decision of Administrative Law Judge Nancy Schneider's awarding former Oak Creek firefighter David Rosina duty disability benefits as a result of his permanently disabling coronary artery disease as of December 8th, 2007.
Gail so moves.
Tobin will
Guzekowski.
second.
Who's second? Tolman seconds. Roll call.
Alderman Guzekowski.
Aye.
Bekavich.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Toman.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
15B.
Mr. Mayor, based upon the conversation in closed session, it's my understanding the motion would be to allow the claim of Stephen and Carrie Whitliff for recovery of unlawful taxes in the form of a credit in the amount of $722.17 on their third tax installment.
Tolman so moves.
Ritzel, second.
Roll call.
Alderman Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Bekavich.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Toman.
Aye.
Motion to adjourn.
Can I say one thing?
Sure, come on up.
David Rosina, 3954 East Elm Road, Oak Creek, Wisconsin. And I just want to say that it was an honor and a privilege serving the citizens of Oak Creek for over 20 years.
Thanks for your service, and thanks for the kind words. Somebody make a motion?
Ritzel make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call.
Alderman Bekavich.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Toman.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next Tuesday.